Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we're upstairs at the Bhakti Center. This is, I think, a very beautiful, peaceful, quiet room. It's like a yoga hall, and it's 2 floors up from the temple room. So we just wanted to come someplace peaceful after the morning program, which was very ecstatic this morning, and read some Bhagavatam with all of you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. And these are lights behind us. So it's easy to change the light bulb. Alright, it's Canto chapter 12, text 13. Om
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Text 30. When Dhruva Maharaj was attempting to get on the transcendental plane, he saw death personified approach him. Not caring for death, however, he took advantage of the opportunity to put his feet on the head of death, and thus he got up on the airplane, which was as big as a house. Not that the economy class we travelled in to get here. Purport. To take the passing away of a devotee and the passing away of a non-devotee as one and the same is completely misleading. While ascending the transcendental airplane, Dhruva Maharaj suddenly saw death personified before him, but he was not afraid. Instead of death's giving him trouble, Dhruva Maharaj took advantage of death's presence and put his feet on the head of death. People with a full fund of knowledge do not know the difference between the death of a devotee and the death of a non-devotee. In this connection, an example can be given. A cat carries its kittens in its mouth, and it also carries a rat in its mouth. Superficially, the catching of the rat and the kitten appear to be one and the same, but actually they are not. When the cat catches the rat in its mouth, it means death for the rat, whereas when the cat catches the kitten enjoys it. When Dhruva Maharaj boarded the airplane, he took advantage of the arrival of death personified, who came to offer him obeisances. Putting his feet on the head of death, he got up on the unique airplane, which is described here to be as big as a house, 300. So it's interesting. I guess that's the test, really, of the success of one's life as you get older and as you approach what we're all going to approach, which is death, how we feel about it and are at peace with it, as it were, because those who feel deep conviction and through realization, not just sentiment, as it were, but that I'm going to a better place. I've experienced some taste, whatever path they're on, as opposed to if you lead a supposedly good life, wealth, this, or otherwise. And then when death comes, I don't know, how many people don't succumb to some fear or bewilderment, just downright denial, as it were. So, yeah, it's interesting. I was just thinking of someone, because we were walking around near Broadway, as in the Broadway, not tooting Broadway, the other day, and it reminded me of one famous person, and she was very funny, actually, cuttingly funny. I thought she was funny anyway, very famous, and it's quite, and she's old, very old, and she died because she was at the plastic surgeons getting even more treatment, and and I remember when I heard about her death, I thought, what a loss, because she was very good, very cutting and that, and and she's very old, and I thought, God, you know, but yeah, that's it, isn't it? It's like so much wealth, so much fame, but that immortality, you know, mortality as it were, death, it gets you all, you know, it gets you all somehow. The skin is not wrinkled, or whatever they do to cast, I don't know, lift up the skin or whatever. Somehow it makes you feel a bit more secure and safe. I'm not old yet, I'm not dying, you know. It's interesting.
Yeah, nice point. I guess that's also like the nice analogy Prabhupada gave about the cat and the kitten or the rat. That, you know, death, and he often says death comes as, you know, or Krishna comes as death for those who don't believe in him, and Krishna comes as Krishna himself for those who do. And so in the same way, death can either be traumatic for someone who has no faith, who has no understanding, as you're saying, or it can be, as Prabhupada said, simply stepping into the next part of the journey. And we see Dhruva Maharaj here getting on a transcendental airplane that's as big as a house. I mean, it doesn't say what kind of house, but any house, even a tiny house, is pretty big for kind of airplane. But if you think about it these days, many people have their Lear jets or whatever, which when you go in them, they're like basically a house inside of the plane. So.
Yeah, and then Prabhupada often used the analogy, which is appropriate at the moment, of death is like leaving one apartment and going into another one.
Yeah. It's apt for us at the moment, because we're about to leave one apartment and go to another, and we've been to about 40 of them visiting.
40 million.
40 million. Okay, next paragraph. There are many other similar instances in Bhagavad literature. It is stated that when Kardama Muni created an airplane to carry his wife Devahuti all over the universe, the airplane was like a big city, carrying many houses, lakes, and gardens. So that's a little bit bigger than a house. It's more like a flying city. Modern scientists have manufactured big airplanes, but they are packed with passengers who experience all sorts of discomforts while riding in them. So Prabhupada sounds like he's speaking from experience here. And I'm sure this fourth canto was probably somewhere in the early to mid 70s. I would presume more the early. But by that time, Prabhupada was already circling the globe and flying from here and there. And I think, unfortunately, but Prabhupada was very often in, economy class. He wasn't flying first class or business class or like that.
Yeah. Final paragraph. Material scientists are not even perfect in manufacturing a material airplane. In order to compare to the plane used by Kardama or the plane sent from Vishnu Loka, they must manufacture an airplane equipped like a big city with all the comforts of life, lakes, gardens, parks, etc. Their plane must be able to fly in outer space and hover and visit all other planets. If they invent such a plane, they will not have to make different space stations for fuel to travel into outer space. Such a plane would have an unlimited supply of fuel, or like the plane from Vishnu Loka would fly without it. Well, that solves the oil problem, doesn't it?
Yeah. No need for refueling. Just travel on the Vimana. Energy.
Yeah, it must have been some airplane, some plane if you've got like lakes, gardens and parks. It's a bit extreme, isn't it?
Well, that's the one Kardama Muni built. He was a mystic. He built that. This one just says as big as a house, but doesn't mention lakes and gardens and stuff on this one. But yeah, because don't forget, Kardama Muni and Devahuti were flying around the universe, kind of enjoying, So they were like on a pleasure trip, like a holiday. Whereas Dhruva, he's trying to skip the pleasure. Of course, it's going to be comfortable. Naturally, it's Shuddha Sattva, but it's just a simple big airplane.
Yeah, but he won't have someone sitting in front of him that puts the seat back. It's so annoying when they do that.
Oh, Krishna.
Isn't it? So annoying.
Okay, text 31. At that time, drums and kettle drums resounded from the sky. The chief Gandharvas began to sing, and other demigods showered flowers like torrents of rain upon Dhruva Maharaj. It's amazing. I love when this, you naturally get a soundtrack to your life, you know. It's like, you get and all these flower petals falling. Text number 32. Dhruva was seated in the transcendental airplane, which was about to start, when he remembered his poor mother, Suniti. He thought to himself, how shall I go alone to Vaikuntha planet and leave behind my poor mother? Purport. Dhruva had a feeling of obligation to his mother, Suniti. It was Suniti who had given him the clue which had now enabled him to be personally carried to the Vaikuntha planet by the associates of Lord Vishnu. He now remembered her and wanted to take her with him. Actually, Dhruva Maharaj's mother, Suniti, was his Pata Pradarshaya Guru. Pradarshika. Pata Pradarshika. Interesting. Often we hear Vartma Pradarshika. Pata Pradarshika Guru means the Guru or the spiritual master who shows the way. Interesting. Such a Guru is sometimes called Shiksha Guru. Although Narada Muni was his Diksha Guru, initiating spiritual master, Suniti, his mother, was the first who gave him instruction on how to achieve the favor of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Actually, we've just been reading because we're preparing to give a talk on this, and actually the first person wasn't Suniti, it was Suruchi, who, when chastising Dhruva, and that part often gets left out of the pastime, but when she chastised him, she also said, look, and if you stand any hope of sitting on the throne, then you have to get the mercy of Lord Vishnu, right? Like that. It is the duty of the Shiksha Guru or Diksha Guru to instruct the disciple in the right way, and it depends on the disciple to execute the process. According to Shastric injunctions, there is no difference between Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru, and generally the Shiksha Guru later on becomes the Diksha Guru. Suniti, however, being a woman, and specifically his mother, could not become Dhruva Maharaj's Diksha Guru. Sure that's used.
Never see that quote with the pro Guru.
Still, he was not less obliged to Suniti. There is no question of carrying Narada Muni to Vaikuntha Loka, but Dhruva Maharaj thought of his mother. Okay, interesting. Nice section about Guru and also. So, lots of powerful points in there. And, of course, principles, understanding three different types of Guru. Here, it's the Pata Pradarshika Guru. Pata, like the path. And I don't know if it says that in the verse. It doesn't. So Prabhupada just pulled that out. Not made it up, but he shared that. Pata Pradarshika Guru. Like I said, I've often heard Vartma. But Pata Pradarshika Guru, that's one who shows the path or shows the way. Shiksha Guru is one who gives instruction based on revealed scripture. And Diksha Guru is one who accepts your vows and initiates you formally into the parampara. So these three different types of gurus, Prabhupada really discusses, explaining the Shiksha Guru, and he says the Pata Pradarshika Guru is a Shiksha Guru. So Shiksha Guru and the Diksha Guru are non-different. It's just that the Diksha Guru generally takes, you could say, more responsibility, or formally takes responsibility. But traditionally, the Shiksha Guru would become the Diksha Guru. And then the controversial point, Prabhupada says it right here, it's in black and white. He said that Suniti could not become his Diksha Guru because she was a lady. Now, the question being, was that because she was a lady and unqualified, or was it because she was a lady and culturally at that time ladies just wouldn't be holding such posts and positions? And does that mean that later, because Janavamata, the wife of Lord Nityananda, she became the person overall in charge of the whole Gaudiya Vaishnava movement after Lord Nityananda left, and as far as we're made aware, she was initiating, but that could be speculation. Sorry. Okay.
Next paragraph. Whatever plan the Supreme Personality of Godhead contemplates immediately fructifies. Similarly, a devotee who is completely dependent on the Supreme Lord can also fulfill his wishes by the grace of the Lord. The Lord fulfills his wishes independently, but a devotee fulfills his wishes simply by being dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, as soon as Dhruva Maharaj thought of his poor mother, he was assured by the associates of Vishnu that Suniti was also going to Vaikuntha Loka in another plane. Dhruva Maharaj had thought that he was going alone to Vaikuntha Loka, leaving behind his mother, which was not very auspicious, because people would criticize him for going alone to Vaikuntha Loka and not taking with him Suniti, who had given him so much. But Dhruva also considered that he was not personally the Supreme. Therefore, if Krishna fulfilled his desires, only then would it be possible. Krishna could immediately understand his mind, and he told Dhruva that his mother was also going with him. This incident proves that a pure devotee like Dhruva Maharaj can fulfill all his desires by the grace of the Lord. He becomes exactly like the Lord, and thus, whenever he thinks of anything, his wish is immediately fulfilled. So there you go. There you have it.
That's both wonderful, miraculous, and also, I guess, a little dangerous, whatever one wishes for. But I guess the point is that if you're a pure devotee, you just really don't have any wish for anything else.
Yeah, you're not going to wish anything horrible.
Not going to wish, certainly not going to wish anything bad for anyone, but you're also not going to wish for like just having a,
Triple cheese pasta.
See, we speak our hearts, I said a Ferrari, not that I really want a Ferrari, but triple cheese pasta, I think she could go for that.
I might have that today.
Oh my dear Lord. That's a good thing we're not pure devotees. Okay, so I think we'll finish there. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please continue to watch and share and like and subscribe and do all those things. And also please read the Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna.